Hey, this is Falafa, Lofe. I can't pronounce your name right. I'm trying to do it, but I think you did a good thing going to Walmart headquarters. I think they personality off, and I think you did a good job. And I'm sending this to your YouTube, Lofe. I can't pronounce it right. You got to understand if I don't pronounce it right. And I seen you went to the headquarters, and I seen you like when I worked at Walmart and I had 2996, and we had a karaoke machine. Nobody got in there. The personality off. And I like the way y'all LOFE. I like the way y'all went in the situation. And I think when you don't have that personality in the business, when I'm doing customer service and I'm being nice and doing it, and I think that's the main problem. Um, YouTube Lofe. I'm trying to pronounce it right, but I can't do it. Lafa. I'm trying to know how to Lafa. But I like your personality. And those type of people don't need to be doing a job. We can take business serious, but we also have to know how to lay back and understand our customers a lot more. And I think it need more intelligence because I worked at Walmart and I was so mad every time I go in the break room and we had a karaoke machine. Nobody wanted to be active, and that's bad. Like when the mindset and the personality is not like every time I looked in that when I worked at 2 9 and I looked in that room, I go in that break room and I look at the karaoke machine. Nobody's not using it, and people not being active. And I think you're doing a good thing. And I want to Lofe Lofe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And I want you're doing a good job. And people need to be like you more. And that person, they need to thank. Just like when I was in 2996, and I was sending a customer. I was telling the customer. I was saying it out loud. Jessica needs to thank before she hired people. And the customer was like, "You're right, Hugh, but they need to thank because of the jealousy, of the personality, of or whatever that is, and those things of people not being open." And I just think they need to look at that leadership with that guy and why his personality is not open as it seems because he have to interact with the customers. He have to interact with the kids, and that's the it could be 9-year old, 8-year olds, and they always fake advertising and act like they loving the kids and doing all, but their mindsets is off, their personality is off, and I like what I see out of your videos. LOFFE. I like that the personality's off in the format, and I like what I actually see. And you just keep it up, man. But something's wrong with that. Those guys don't need to be in their jobs. Those guys do not need to be. Their personality is off, and in the business of Walmart, you got to know how to talk. You got to know how to interact. Kids are coming to 8-year old kids, and Walmart always making pictures about kids. They're helping kids out, and they're not doing that. The personality is off. The personality off. And by watching that video, you have showed something that most people don't see in the business. They don't care about. These two guys that's Walmart, their personality is off. I seen a Walmart headquarters when this guy, now whatever kid come in there, he had treats, a little 8-year old or 9, 7-year olds, he come up in there and how you're acting at the headquarters and how you behaving yourself and they want candy or something. It's the personalities. It's the problem. And Walmart don't know how to deal with it. They don't know corporate office don't know how to deal with the personality. And I'm a slash Walmart slash Justice Department slash you. It's the personalities. So I like the way you're doing the things. I wanted to tell him I'm gonna put this on his YouTube video. I like the way he went up in there, but the guy from the headquarters of Walmart, I didn't like the way he handled it because you got to know how to talk to your customers, and the personality is off. It's off. It's really off, and when you don't know how to talk to customers and you don't know how to interact with them in the camera room. One thing I understand when I worked at 2996 and the two Mexican, they always serious. Their mindset is always, I don't see a smile on them. I don't see nothing on them. And that's what we got to understand where we ain't getting that happiness out of our, when we see somebody. You're having a bad day, don't make, when I walked in Walmart, I had a 10 feet rule. I leave all my problems at the door. I'm talking right to my customers. I see the little kids, and I'm seeing those things. Oh, you want a chicken strip? You want these things? Come on, let's make the things happy. But they go out. Walmart need to hire the personality. How you? When I got on the floor, they never asked me. In my interviews at Walmart, they never asked me how do I socialize with customers. And at 1216, I went to two interviews before I got there. Want to be a greeter, and they never asked me that at 1216. And before I got on at 1216, that was my first interview of being a greeter. But they never asked me that question. How do I interact with the customer? Nobody never asked me that at 1216. When I first interviewed, I didn't just get that. And they never asked me that. How do you interact with the customers? How do you approach a customer? What you say to that customer? Those are the things we have in an interview that's not being said, and that can be the biggest thing in those situations where things are not being said. So I like what you did, man. You had a great concept, and I'm seeing this at Walmart corporate office, and I'm seeing the personalities, and I'm seeing those things. So I like the way you handle the situation, and I seen that. Um, and I seen those things, and I like the way you handle that situation, and that's the corporate office for. And if they can't see those things, and they can't see that guy need to be fired. The personality is off. You worry about people interacting with you and having a good sense of humor. And one of the things I had the 10 feet rule. Whenever I look down on the floor, because Nash always, Neo always getting on to me about my badge. But still, I'm still able to use the computer and get on to like, come on, it didn't matter if I had a badge on or not. I still able to tell my customers my name and still interact with them. That's the most important thing of just being an employee. You're still able to tell a customer your name without the badge on. And I didn't have no problem telling my customers my name and those things, but it's the personality off. You gotta watch this guy personality. I had a 10 feet rule. When I used to get down on that Neo, get down at 29, I said, you leave all your problems and you clock in. I'm stretching. I'm doing this. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to get on that floor. I'm ready to do those things. So those are the things that I'm ready to do, and I'm ready to just have fun and just go beyond and beyond for my customer. Just be more talkative, because you got to be more talkative with your customers. You got to be able to be more talkative. And you just, even if my customer don't know something, they don't have their eyes full on the product. I know they're looking at the corner of the eyes of the product, and that's the thing you have to understand. They looking at the corner of the eyes of the product. That's your customers, and you're looking at the corner of the eyes of your product, of your customers. So that's the more of an understanding when I can understand my customers. I know what my customer in the spirit, even though they don't got their eyes full on the product, I know what my customers have their eyes on the product. They're looking at the corner of their eyes. Your customer's not gonna always have their eyes full on the product. They're gonna be looking left at the product. And we have to understand that when you're dealing with those things. And you have to understand those meanings. So I like the way he acted. That should show Walmart should analyze that, the way this guy acted in there. Because if you do a school thing with kids coming up in there, his personality. No, when I watch people from the camera room, it's always they come in with an attitude. They're never smiling. They never have a smile. And the two Mexicans at the camera room, they never smile, and they always come with a bad attitude. And I had to deal with Jessica Manager saying 5 feet assistant man. You say I ain't friendly with everybody. It's my job. Me just talking to be able to talk to customers. That's the most important thing with that situation. And going beyond and beyond. Let me tell you something. If 7 of us came in about a lady came and asked about a product in the meat department that we didn't know about, that she didn't know about, that she couldn't find about that product in the meat department. I asked her, "Do you want somebody to somebody want me to go get somebody in the meat department?" She said, "No, I'm just going to go to another store." And then she asked if somebody, what that is, if somebody's gonna go to what that is. She asked that somebody's in the bakery. I told her the two new employees told her no, nobody's in the bakery. The bakery closed. I got so much to say and it's over long, so y'all gotta excuse me. So, nobody's not in the bakery, and she said she just gonna go to another store. I told my employees, hold up, wait a second. I'm gonna go in the meat department because I always know Jessica is leaving this person there. He's always there. So I ran. I ran in the back and I told this person, I told my 7 new employees, the 7 new coworkers, hold up for a second. Hold up. We just gonna go to hold up. I'm just gonna go get my employee. I ran back there and got him. He said he had the product. I ran. And I got and the employee said, Hubert, I want to thank you for going beyond and beyond for me. Going beyond and beyond for me. So the customers was going to tell corporate office that I went beyond. And that's why I got those 2 raises. I got raises at Walmart. A great customer. I heard Shawnee said something smart when I got my, usually I don't do good customer, say something about my great customer service. Shawnee, that used to say something about my customer service, like, because I'm talking to the customers, but I know what they want. I'm understanding what they want in the spirit. And you got to understand that what your customers want in the spirit. And that's the most definite things you got to understand when your eyes are open and you're seeing this. And the other day, I'm walking in there. I wanted to win this fight between the corporate office, and I wanted to show them, like, hold up for a second. See the spirit behavior of James and them acting jealous, and see that, and see those things that I'm talking about, right? So I want you to analyze what I'm going through and what I see. So I'm like, hold up, we're gonna analyze those things. We analyzing those things, right? So we understand. I wanted them to see the spirit of the guy, the girl rolling her eyes at me, and seeing when I'm talking to the customers and how they acting. So damn bicycle. I'm doing a bicycle. It's just me analyzing things. It's just me being an analyzer and able to analyze those situations. So I'm analyzing it. So I wanted the way she rolled those eyes at me, the way James them do it. The spirit behavior, jealousy, my old friends come in there and hug me and say, Hugo, we miss you. So being a family member come up in there and comes up in there and hug me and say, Hubert, I watch you since a kid. And those things are happening. So, Walmart, and those things are happening in those formats. Jealousy and the Holy Spirit. So I want you to analyze the camera issue. I'm not working for nobody in this fight with Walmart. God said we have to analyze the spirit behavior. If I was in the army, I won't need a satellite to see my enemy. I won't need what that is. I won't need monopolist or a satellite to see. I will see my enemy by spirit, or watching their facial expression, the way they act, the way they behave. When I first met Robert was jealous. he was jealous of seeing me stock fast. His behavior was like he didn't like the way I worked it, and you can tell it when you look at the camera. And I told him when Robert facial expression when they look at the camera, Robert didn't like that. When he went in the Justice Department looking at Delhi, I'm working in the meat department, and you see how Xavier was acting. And you need to see how Robert was acting when I first met him. How he was acting jealous. And you can't be bothered with that when you see his facial expression, when you see his spirit behavior. And that was jealousy coming from Xavier. I told the Justice Department, see the spirit behavior when I first met Robert and how jealous he behaved. And Xavier and them and James. And see their spirit behavior. And the one thing they're going to see me interacting with the customers. You're going to see me interacting with them and how they are acting, how the employees are acting towards me. How Robert and James and Xavier, and plus the white guy with the glasses, they're going to see everybody's behavior and how this facial expression acted. You know what I'm saying? And by seeing that, you're analyzing the facial expression. It's jealousy. You seeing the spirit behavior. So when we analyze the spirit behavior of our enemy, we have to come to a great understanding. People might call you, but I'm at war. I'm gonna analyze the situation as much as I can. I don't care if you think I'm gonna analyze it. God told me to see how you're gonna win this fight. You're gonna have to go to different Walmarts and catch the spirit behavior, and catch. So I'm giving them different example about winning. Jealousy got me fired. Jealousy of Jessica employee. He said if he become manager, I'm quitting. That's jealousy. But you're back in your when somebody's 15 feet away from you, and I'm 15 feet away from this employee, and they acting jealous in the spirit, and I'm 15 feet away from this guy, Jessica, and he's saying, or if he become manager, I'm quitting. That jealousy. That you don't want nobody else to come up. That's the definition of the behavior. And nobody wants to deal with that behavior. So we're looking at the jealousy behavior. I already said in the back room, Jessica and her manager was taunting while I'm trying to learn things, taunting and intimidating, taunting and laughing in those formats. So we seeing that like that behavior in the facial expression. We seeing that. So where we going to analyze, the justice is going to analyze me interacting with the customer, and they're going to see Jane and Xavier and the marketing manager when I'm in the thing, and how her spiritual side was acting, how Rob was acting. You're going to see how these employees was acting in the facial expression. You're going to see these things, and I'm using different spots, and I'm not how people act towards me. I'm using that to win my situation. Just like in Waterburger, when I walked in, just like what happened in Brahms, the facial expression. But they don't give you, just because I'm saying something, don't give you the right to act racial in a situation when I'm doing something. They don't give you the right. So when I'm analyzing situation and I'm going from another, and bad misconduct was happening at the McDonald's, and I'm suing them from 30 million. You know, I'm suing them right now, and I tell the Justice Department with the DEA after I made my complaint with the Attorney General, and I wanted 30 million from McDonald's for damages. And the DEA came and looked at me after I made my complaint, and the behavior, how the DEA acted up in Dallas, DEA acted. No, you wanted to keep me in that program. You didn't want to listen to me. And I sued them on one count of knowing about it, then looking at me like a dumbass DEA. Looking at me after I made my complaint. After I made my complaint. My state attorney don't want to listen to me. So after I made my complaint, you acting up. After I made my complaint, you're actually acting up. You're actually looking at me, giving me eye contact, and the DA facial expression. It's how I walked in the courtroom, and I know they had something to do with it. And I know it was going to be something. I already know. It's how they looked at me. It's how they looked at me when I came in the courtroom after I made the complaint. It's how the DEA and the prosecutors was acting. Their facial expression told me everything that I needed to know. I was on to them from day one. Everything that I needed to know from the DEA, you told me you didn't even have to have a police uniform on. And you told me everything that I needed to know, that you're a problem for me. And you're a problem for God. You're a problem, and I'm going to solve it. So Judge Kennedy, I told the Justice Department, and I told Joe Biden, Judge Kennedy ain't stupid. Judge Kennedy ain't innocent. And she going to pay a price for her behavior. And people can laugh and do it, but I got my 14th Amendment. They broke my trust, and Judge Kennedy could have did stuff a lot different. The racist piece of crap. She could have did stuff a lot different with her behavior. And that's going to cost her. I have sued the Texas legislature, and I have sued Governor Abbott. And while that police keep acting dumb, that's going to keep going on you. The community keep acting like a little childish behavior. That's on you. Nobody wants to deal with that bull crap. So we understand those purposes. We analyzing. We analyzing the spirit behavior. We analyzing it. Don't offer me something and the DA didn't do it and trying to play me and you give to that hateful that lying motherfucker in Dallas Yellow. Don't do that, man. Don't do that what y'all did in that car and you give to them liars, man. Don't do that. Don't be racist. And you know Yellow Breezy was lying. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. And how y'all did it, that's fake. And I don't want to eat with liars, man. I don't want to eat with somebody that stick with somebody in the community that's a rapper that's lying. I don't want nothing to do with that. And then you trying to give me the left-handed while you give to liars in your city. Don't do that, man. That was foul what that courtroom did. That was foul what that IPS working them did. That was foul with the racism and try to play me while you give to that lie in them in your communities. I don't respect that, man. God don't respect that. And I'm going to tell him, God don't respect Texas. That American flag don't respect you, man. God don't respect you. And I'm going to tell Governor Abbott, God don't respect you of your lies and your IPS worker and a deception of you give to liars. Don't play me, and I know this industry. It's the way they did it and tried to deceive me. Why you give that liar and them, give them something and be racial towards me. And I filed a civil rights complaint on the Texas legislators. And everybody in that courtroom with their racist piece of crap. But you outcast me and you give to them. Texas got a problem. Governor Abbott can smile, but I got my 14th Amendment. He can smile and do what he wants. That's why I filed a racial complaint on every Dallas judge. And I filed it on a Wallette judge, a racism. Because you're listening to people, and I had to do this on a civil rights. because their actions, the way they act, and the way the Texas and the industry behave themselves. So I had to file that racial complaint. The way they behave themselves. The way they came at me. When you get to that liar, the people in your city that lies and do all of that, and you feel some type of way, and then you put me in there with your racist behavior. I don't respect you, and I'm gonna tell you that. God don't respect you, Texas office. And Governor Abbott can smile and laugh all he want. That's a racist move. That's a racist move. While you get to your black people, Yellow Breeze, and that racist piece of crap, and the people that's being black and being racist and judging personalities. That was a racist move that y'all pulled. You are fake. God don't respect you. And I told everybody in that Texas industry, your coward self coming from under that jail. And I don't care about church in the city because they in it to take care of their people. Who gonna take care of God people? When that racist piece of crap, man. I'm a lover of God, and I'm not gonna let a stupid people that willing to give it to a lying person, Trap Boy Freddy and Yellow Breeze in them. Don't play with me. This is a racist. And I told him, you coming from under that chair. The Texas Music Office, every last one of y'all coming from under that chair, and you going to be put to death. I don't care what church in the city, because they can be put to death. Every last grown up. They can be put to death. Everybody that's taking sides in this situation. Church in the city, people, parents can be put to death for messing around with God's children. And messing around what we stand for. Why they give to liars and a black person that judge personalities. You gonna give me all of me of what you took and what racism took. With a black man that got a different point of view and they want to attack people. Nobody want to deal with that. Then you, Judge Kennedy not innocent. She not innocent. And I told him that she not innocent in this. She not innocent in this. And if you don't get her, she is not innocent. She is not innocent. And Governor Abbott, I have a right to. And I'm about to file a civil rights complaint on the Supreme Court. So, a Texas Supreme Court of racism. I want to cover all of my ends dealing with these politics and dealing with these people that want to judge the personality and don't want to give people a chance. And the black people acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with that, man. Nobody wants to deal with that stuff, man. Nobody wants to deal with that. We dealing with racism. We dealing with a black man that judging over point of views. But don't do that, man. Don't come at me like that, man. Don't come at me like that. That's fake. That's fake why you give to that liar and those pieces of crap that lies. And don't try to, you have to pass up something true. And while you lie, no, I told them they coming from under that seat. And every Texas legislator, you will go to jail too if it takes that to get, if it takes that. If it takes that, it takes that. Every Texas legislator gonna get put in their place. You ain't above your power. And then OGP, we talking about what they did me. No, you better go ahead, man, because you ain't saying nothing, partner. They got good people in the government that will stop every Texas legislator, that will put them down in their place. But don't do that with all this fake shit, fake situation going on, and they playing dumb. None of them want to answer their calls. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to make you another example. Don't play me, man. Don't play me. When y'all being racist and that mayor, if that mayor don't get took, that's a racist. And that's discrimination coming from the mayor and city hall. If you don't arrest him and take him off his spot because another black person got a point of view. And you asking me to stay here when a black mayor say racist words with a black no, you can't do that. That's not your fault with that one. But a person want to attack you because another black man say racist thing towards a black person. But if it's a white person, you quit to harass him and tell him to stay down. But if a black man in the mayor, he can't step down, right? That's racist. That's that judging the personality, the mindset. That's judging it. And I told Joe Biden, and I told the Justice Department, you gotta pick what side. And I said, I'm not trying to deceive you. And I told the Justice Department, but God said you gotta pick what side you're gonna be on. You're gonna be on us, the flag side. You're gonna be on those liars and that mayor that throwing racist shot in that election. Are you going to be on that city hall member? Or you going to be on the Texas music office that's being racist? What side you going to be on? God said you have to choose, and you choose by spirit of their lives. Choose by that. They don't care because they racist and they care about the money more than the gifts. About finding out the talent. And that's what they care about. Nobody wants to deal with that, man. But don't come at me like that. Don't come at me when you gave to that hateful, lying piece of crap and you know what's going on. I sued the Justice Department for $30 million. I sued the state of Texas for $30 million for knowing what Yellow Breezy did and not addressing that coward. Not addressing that coward, man. Not addressing them. Not addressing that coward, man. And people want to get mad because you don't understand truth from honesty. And you want to attack somebody because a black woman mad with that dude because I'm speaking the truth. I have already won. I'm going to tell you one thing. I filed